My dear P3s, I remain Miss Ruth Nanteza, and I'll always be here for you. So always make sure that you are ready for me, eager to learn and perceive everything that you are supposed to get. It is time for Literacy 1A, which is SST, and this is our 17th lesson. It's still under social services, and we are to deal with transport service. But before I proceed, we need to look at the previous exercise I left you with, and let's go through. Question 1 reads, write 3 groups of people that provide security. We have the police, the army, and the elders. Question 2, what is the main duty of the police? That is to keep law and order. Question 3, how does the police keep law and order? How does it do it? 1, by arresting law breakers. 2, by guarding important places. You can add on other ways how the police keeps law and order. Question 4, which organ protects the country? I'm talking about all attacks connected to the country, and that is the army. That is its major role. 5, mention 2 places where lawbreakers are taken in case you commit a crime. Where are you taken? Oh, where are those people taken? I'm talking about the thieves, the defilers, the kidnappers, the rebels. Where are they taken? They can be taken to the police station. They can be taken to prison. They can be taken to courts of law. And lastly, write LDU in full. That is local defense units. This marks the end of our previous exercise. Hope you are ready for this lesson. Are you okay? Because I'm also okay. Here we are, transport service. Check on this. What do we expect in this lesson? I expect you to define transport. Secondly, mention the types of transport. And lastly, you should be able to identify the means of road transport. That is, after knowing the types of transport, we shall look at one type of transport. In session 1, what are we going to look at? Transport. We need to know what transport is. So, can you think about it? What is transport? When I talk about transport, what comes into your brain? In the word transport, there are 2 words we can get from it. There is the word trans and the word port. Here is my definition. Hope it is similar to yours. So transport is the movement of people or goods from one place to another. So the moment you set off to move, you leave one place, you go to another place. That means you are doing a movement. That is an action. You have taken a step to leave or to move from one place to another. And that we can term it as transport. We people can move. We always move to different places. As I speak, I also left my home to come to this place. That is all transport. You can leave your bedroom and go to the sitting room to have your meals. You can leave the sitting room and go outside to play. That is all transport. Your parents have left the homes today to go to their workplaces, or to go to different places, to the villages and so on, to other countries. That is all transport. Sometimes it can be goods. You load the goods on a certain means of transport and you take them to different places. So this one involves people and the goods. So what is transport? Transport is the movement of people or goods from one place to another. Hope you've understood that. Let's proceed in our session 2. Here we are going to look at the types of transport. Have you ever thought of any type of transport? As you leave one place to the other, how do you do it? How? So we need to know. Here we are. I have types of transport, and I'm going to majorly base on 4. The first one is road transport. Even today, many people have used road transport. Even you always use road transport. We shall know much about road. We have air transport. So when I talk about air transport, know that is air. It bases in space. We have water transport. This one bases on water. That's where the movement is done. And lastly, we shall look at the railway transport. This one bases on the rails. We shall also look at that. As I told you that we are going to basically look at the 4 major types of transport, though there are other types of transport we shall look at in future. So, to start with, let's start with road transport. We need to know how the movement is done. The movement of people or goods from one place to another using roads. How is it done? So, road transport, this is the movement of people or goods from one place to another using roads. So this one bases on roads. The moment you take a step to leave one place, to move from one place to another, and you decide to use a road, that means you are using road transport. And road transport is the commonest type of transport. It is the commonest because everywhere in our areas, in our communities, there are roads. So this makes it to be the commonest type of transport. Do we agree? Even right now when you look outside, you will have to see different roads or different paths that you can use and will help you reach your destination or reach different places you would love to go to. Check on that. Those are roads. They are heading to different places. And I know you always use roads to move to different places. Maybe when they have sent you to the shop, you are going to school, you still use roads. As you go to visit your friends, you go to the villages, you use the roads. That's so nice. This is common. We need to know the means of road transport. In case I want to leave one place and go to another place, what can I use? Should I just sit on the road and look on? Will I head where I would love to go to? No, that is impossible. I'll have to use a certain mean. I'll have to think of a certain way, how I can leave my home to come to school, how I can go to my garden, how I can go to the village and I check on my relatives, how I can go to interesting places, how I can go to town. So here are some of the means of road transport or things we can use on roads and help us reach where we would love to go. So we have the cars. There are really many cars on roads. Do you believe that? So as daddy sets off early in the morning to go to work, sits in his car, drives off, and he uses the road. So, cars are means of road transport. We have the buses. They always bring you to school and take you back home. Sometimes you use vans and other means of road transport. As we shall keep on saying, we have the lorries, we have the bicycles. Many of you have bicycles in your homes. You keep on riding. Sometimes you move out of your gates and then you ride. Do you ride from the bush Do you ride from space? Do you ride on water or rails? Definitely you ride on roads. And you keep on racing, but you have to be very careful, my dear. As you keep on racing on the roads, make sure that you are very careful, because I still need you. We have the motorcycles. You normally give them that other name. I shan't mention it. So many of you come to school on motorcycles. I love this mean of transport. It makes my life easy, especially when there is jam. I jump out of the taxi, then I use a motorcycle. Within few minutes, I'm already where I would love, or where I would wish to be. We have the animals. Are you aware that we have some animals and they are used as means of transport? And these animals can also move on roads. That makes them to be part of the means of road transport. Which animals have you ever seen moving on roads and they are transporting goods? They are transporting people. Which animals? You have always seen them physically, you have seen them on televisions, even in other ways. So such animals include the horses, we have the donkeys, we have the camels. There are certain countries that really do use these animals as means of transport. So they can also move on roads. We have the tractors. You always see these ones digging, helping us to plow the gardens. Even when it comes to the construction of roads, they are also there to help us. We have the wheelbarrow. They are also means of transport. I know you are wondering, but we always use them. When you want to go to the garden, carry your food, you feel you cannot carry that food on the head. It's somehow heavy. You can go with your wheelbarrow and you'll transport your food to your home. And definitely that wheelbarrow will have to move on a road to your home or to the garden. So these are the some of the means of road transport. So we have some pictures here which I want you to relate to your daily life. We have the motorcycles. These ones are really men in town. Even in our village, in our areas where we do stay or where we reside, there are many. We have the bicycles. You can see somebody busy riding the bicycle, maybe from work or going to work. We have the truck. So trucks are also means of road transport. You can see that is a truck. We have a taxi or a van. We have a taxi there. We have the tractor. This is the tractor. We have another one there. So tractors are also means of road transport. They are plowing a certain piece of land for cultivation. Maybe they are going to construct a road. We have the lorry. You can see these ones help us to transport goods. We have the bus. There it is. We have the car. These are all means of road transport. So having looked at transport and road transport in detail, let's have an activity under transport. Question 1 reads, define transport. Define it. 2, mention 4 types of transport. 3, how do people move from one place to another on roads? Give 3 ways, only 3. So I expect you to begin your answer by saying by, and you mention which is the commonest type of transport. Mention 2 animals used as means of transport. Draw a name any 2 means of road transport. I think this will be fun. Seeing yourself drawing a mean of road transport. And lastly, how do you come to school? Mention the mean of road transport you use as you come to school and as you go back home. This marks the end of the 17th lesson. We shall catch up in the 18th lesson. Thanks for listening.